We think of Habitat for Humanity building new homes. The nonprofit also oversees the remodeling of 250 existing houses for those who can't afford to do it alone.
But instead of excitement, one family is worried. After our investigation, Mike McKnight says Habitat has changed procedures when hiring contractors.
The single mom homeowner works long hours, so family members watched a contractor hired by Habitat for Humanity start a dream renovation that looked like it needed a wake-up call.
The shower's right here, but it up to the window. And they left the window right there. You can see the windows broke also. So, I mean, it's going to already have water coming in.
Kathy Danque called the city inspector, and the renovation project has been shut down, which her daughter, the homeowner, learned while at work.
Oh, I was extremely shocked, especially for, a place like Habitat to not make sure that the people they're bringing in are licensed.
Omaha's chief building inspector says the Stop the Project order is for plumbing, electrical, and building work being done without permits.
Were you surprised they were using unlicensed people
to
do plumbing and electrical?
Yes, I was shocked by that, especially for us. You know, we put a lot of scrutiny on that, understanding what our presence is in the community.
Drew Lear, director of construction with Habitat for Humanity, says the contractor the nonprofit hired had a contract to follow city codes.
Back to the electrical perspective and the plumbing situation, that there wasn't a licensed tradesman or woman doing that work, which is really, really unfortunate. And it's ultimately a responsibility of Habitat to ensure the contractors that we are hiring do the right about thing. And that's why I've got myself involved, and that's why the contractor has been dismissed from this job.
And not just taking more control, Habitat is making additions to the home renovation project at its cost, with hopes the relationship with the family can be repaired.
I don't believe that the Habitat knows everything that's going on. I think they need to vet their contractors more, and I think that they need to check on the process step by step.
From now on, you're going to have a little bit more oversight?
There's going to have to be a verification of permits and inspections and all of that activity leading forth.
The homeowner who receives a 0% loan and Habitat split the $26,000 cost of the project, with Habitat adding $5,000 more, along with a promise.
The homeowner can expect the improvements and the repairs to be done appropriately.
On your side near 37th and F, Mike McKnight, 6 News.
Pinnacle Construction of Omaha did not return Mike's messages, but Habitat says all draws the contractor took on the project will be refunded. The homeowner hopes the bathroom renovation will move ahead quickly with proper permits, since the family of 5 must take showers at relatives' homes.